everyone. Welcome to the Women Are Worthy show. Look, y'all, some of y'all love Cardi B, some of y'all love Michelle Obama. Let me tell you who I'm fanning out about right now here, okay? The Women Are Worthy show, we have two amazing women. Right now, we have Renee Walters. She is the president of Freedom Georgia Initiative. So, we're going to talk about this, okay? I'm just so excited. I got to calm down because when I say I'm about to go from 0 to 90, I'm going to be slow down so they can get on the bandwagon that I'm on so they can know who you are. So we're honored to have you, Miss Renee. The fact that so many people have been talking about 40 acres and a mule. I'm away from my 40 acres and a mule. No, ma'am, y'all did that. Y'all not only did not wait for your 40 acres and a mule, y'all decided, no, we're going to do something better. We're going to go ahead and purchase 96.71 acres. Renee.
Yes, ma'am.
Okay, I'm getting the vapors right now. How did you decide to come together and do this? Because you're teaching us about ownership, accountability, and not waiting for no damn body else but ourselves. How did this come about?
First, I want to say thank you so much. I'm honored to be here, Miss Jacqueline. It all started from just everything that we've been seeing today going on with the pandemic, the protests, the murders of Ahmaud Arbery, George Floyd, Breonna Taylor. We were tired of it. We're just tired of seeing it. I don't like to watch it on TV. I don't like to see it on my news feeds. I usually ignore it. But I think with this pandemic, we were forced to sit and watch because you know how when these things happen, we protest for like maybe 2 weeks or so and talk about it on Facebook, talk about it everywhere for like 2 weeks and then it's back to life as usual. But with this pandemic, we were sitting. And so we were able to see everything from start to finish, how it was just affecting everything down the line, how it was affecting our mental health. Ashley got into a bit of depression. I myself got into a bit of depression. So without us being able to move, you're only seeing everything. And it's like, what can we do? I started to get a sense of anxiety every time my husband would leave to go to work, to go to the store. I have a Black son who likes to go to the store and buy Skittles and juice and things like that. So it started to bother me where, what if my son is next? What if my husband is next, you know? And Ashley and myself being the solution-oriented people that we are, we was thinking about like, okay, what can we do to fix this, you know? And so it just so happened that a post went viral and I saw it and I sent it to Ashley. She's an amazing realtor. And so once I sent it to her, I didn't hear from her. But the next morning, we speak every morning about our affirmations, what we're going to do for the day, how great we are, just things like that every morning. And we talked about everything but the post. And I'm like, Ashley, you didn't get my Toomsboro post. And so when she went and looked at it, she was like, oh, we going. And so we did more research. We learned that it was an open house coming up. So we were able to go to the open house and we got a chance to network with a lot of different realtors and Black investors. The parcels that they have for sale, they were a little overpriced. So Ashley had already did her homework and said, well, I found some other stuff, so let's go look. And the last place we looked was that land, and we got out the car. And once we stepped on that ground, it was like chills came over us and we looked like, Ashley, Renee, this is it. Like, this is it. And this is how we formed Freedom Georgia. We was like, okay, we can probably buy it ourselves, but how about let's just get our friends together, our family together, and let's do it with them and see like what can come of this. And I was like, Ashley, you get 10 of your friends together, I'm gonna get 10 of my friends together, and let's do it. And that's exactly what we did.
Well, joining us is Miss Ashley Scott. She's a realtor. She is also the vice president of Freedom Georgia. Now, Renee, when you were talking, tears just started coming down my eyes because I'm telling you, my sister, between you and Ashley, you guys don't understand. When you called your company Freedom Georgia, you don't understand the freedom that we're feeling as people, not just owning our apartments or condos or how. For me, it's personal, okay? And I keep it real and transparent. I don't care about the tears. And like, I knew y'all coming on the show, I wasn't gonna put no lashes on because y'all was not gonna make me have my lashes falling off. I didn't even put on mascara, okay? So I think what you're saying is I feel like my ancestors are speaking to me when you guys brought that property because I've been reading about y'all and I want people to understand how important this is. You women are amazing. Okay, the fact that you're coming together and showing women that we can work together, we can support together, and we can make money together, it's important to me. That's why I named my company Women Are Worthy. Fact that you guys stepped out on faith, my sisters, and brought some properties, land that our ancestors, people were hanging from, low hanging fruit. They were lashed. I was talking to somebody about what you guys are doing, and they're telling me, well, I hope we don't have another Rosewood. I said, let me tell you something. Okay, that ain't gonna happen. We're not even gonna talk that. And because you said that, and I've known them for 15 years, how about this? I'm gonna block you. I'm gonna delete you. I don't want you there in my energy because the fact that you said that, and I'm interviewing these women. No, we're gonna pray for these women. You ain't got to pray with them with me, but I'm gonna pray for them, okay? Because you're leading us into more entrepreneurship when it comes to land. So, Miss Ashley, what I'm going to say to you is, I spoke with you several times. Queens, when people normally say, hey, queen, hey, queen, hey, queen. No, 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 no. I'm going to be honest with y'all. Jackie, you can interview Michelle Obama. I want to interview these women. They my Michelle Obama, okay? Because I can tell y'all, look, I done told you, I'm all about transparency. There ain't nothing phony about me, okay? I love what you ladies are doing, your journey. I'm going to give you your props on days that you feel like, oh my God, I'm tired, I'm exhausted. Know that we're here to raise you up. Know that we're here to whatever it is that you need. The Women Are Worthy show and my people, we're here to help you, support you. So, Miss Ashley, while I digress and calm down so I can't stop crying no more, let's hear from you, baby.
I just wanted to share that when we decided to do this initiative, it was divine. It was not anything that we could have possibly planned, even down to my op-ed piece, the piece that I wrote that I originally wrote on for Blavity.com. That was inspired by God. We had already closed on the land and we were just planning on doing something for us in our family for financial freedom, for generational wealth. We wanted to have the community give back by creating this conference and retreat center and doing this farming to be able to address the food desert that is there. We wanted to do something that would help the community by inspiring other people. As a realtor, one of my main tenets is you have to build a legacy. And purchasing real estate is an asset. Purchasing land, that's an asset. Black folks don't have enough assets. At the end of the day, when you look at all of the wealth in America by ethnicity and culture, Black folks are dead last. We do not command the same amount of wealth as white families, Asian families, Jewish families, even Latino families. Like, we are dead last in a lot of areas. And it's because of the indoctrination. It's because of the pipeline to prison. It's because of the propaganda. It's because of all of the systems that have been in place to keep us down. Forget the wealth. When you look at the disparities of the pandemic, Black folks have been disproportionately dying, disproportionately becoming ill. We can't address the things that are happening in our community if we don't put the power back in our hands economically, first and foremost. So this was all about an economic power for us, like really being able to have something where we can say, you know what, this is our world in our hands. We want to build it for ourselves, because with all that was going on in the world, I couldn't see it. Like, I just had no more faith in America, and nothing around me could show me a solution. Protesting, the Poor People's Moral Campaign. I love my alpha brother, Dr. Reverend William Barber. He talks about how this is a second Reconstruction era. And when he said that, I took it to heart. When we look at what a Reconstruction era was when we came out of slavery, it was about building Black cities and building Black towns and taking care of our Black people. And when integration came, I thank God for it, but we lost our Black power base. We lost our Black communities. We stopped educating our Black children. So for me, it was just an opportunity to build for ourselves again and being an example of village. We don't have any more examples of villages. Vibrant, thriving Black villages don't exist in America the way that they should. We got Black ghettos. We got Black on Black crime. My goal and my hope was to create something that we could be proud of and that could be an example and an inspiration to other Black families to go get this land and build for yourselves what you know we are worthy of having, and just function in the system. Because by not being well enough educated about politics, hyper local politics, is why we are in the predicaments of which we are in. So I looked at it as, okay, I know I can't necessarily make the changes I want to see. The DNC and the RNC and all these political parties ain't worried about what Ashley Scott and Renee Walters got to say. But what I can do is buy some land with my family and friends, and we can build something where what we have to say matters. And I hope that we can inspire other people to do the same thing.
Wow. I mean, it was really powerful. And I think what people need to understand how powerful it is to own land. It's so powerful. And, me being Jamaican and living there, we had a house, and it's all those things where when you come to America, sometimes people forget things. So one of the things we were raised in my family, when you come to America, you get a house. You don't stay in an apartment. And if you do, you stay there for a minute, get your money together. That's why we do the susus, the partners, and all that kind of stuff. But I'm going to share a quick story. Today, I was at someone's office. He was Caucasian. He said, let me ask you a question. He said, I adopted a Black son, and I asked my Black son, why don't you guys go back to Africa? So while he was working on me, I'm like, okay, Jackie, 10-9-8-7-6-5-4-3-2-1, because you quick with the lip. Slow down, listen to what he has to say before you go off. So I said, well, what do you mean by that? He's like, well, if I have a girlfriend and she doesn't like me, I just leave her. So why don't Black people just go back to Africa? I said, okay, we built this country. So he felt me tensing up. I said, no, I'm not going to swing on you. Because he was like, I guess he felt it, because I'm telling you, I was bubbling up. And I'm like, we built this country. Why should we leave?
That's it.
Now, if we want to go to Ghana, if we want to go to South Africa, we can do if we want to. I said, Marcus Garvey was telling people to go back, and look what happened to him. I said, but you got to know the history. I said, first of all, what are you, Irish? Why don't you go back to Ireland? Okay, you telling us to go back to Africa after we built stoplights, we built it. I said, that's a disrespectful statement to make, but because you're my friend, I want to educate you. So I'm going to take this time to educate you. You don't look at Black people or talk to Black people and tell them, why don't you just go back to Africa if you don't like it? That's not how this thing works. Because he wanted to know what I was talking about today. So I told him, I said, yeah, just come on and just listen to how these two powerful women have created a movement. You guys are history making. You're going down in the records. And I know for a fact you didn't do it for the records. You did it because you wanted to create economic growth. You wanted to have a city within, because I love your vision. Your vision is to develop our vast, resource-rich 96.71 acres of land in Toomsboro, Georgia, for the establishment of an innovative community for the environmentally sustainable living, health, and wellness, agriculture, and economic development in arts and culture for generations to come. Baby, what else is there for me to say? Okay, I got to give you your props. Not only are you talking about developing land, because you can have land, but if you don't sustain it, that's a problem. So not only did you have the foresight to this is what we're going to do, you're thinking about generations to come when you're not here. You know what I'm saying? And that's what we need to do. We need to get involved in that. Be the change you want to be. And that's on your
And
website.
however you want to change it, you have to speak those things,
I know
and it will
everything about y'all. Instead of complaining about it, y'all said, look, I'm tired. I'm not going to be a part of the problem. I'm going to be a part of the solution, and you're
That's
part of
it.
a big solution. Renee, I want to ask you, and I'm going to go to Miss Ashley. What advice would you give someone who wants to buy something? They're maybe the first generation landowner because they've been living in apartments and things like that. What advice, Miss Renee, would you give them?
About the naysayers. Don't worry about people telling you what you can't do. You can do whatever you put your mind to. You can own whatever you want to own. You just have to change your thinking and get to that level of I can own this. If you always keep saying, "Oh, I can't do this, I can't do that," that's exactly what's going to happen. You have to speak life into whatever situation you have.
Alex
But it
Ashford
starts
said,
with
but I want to ask, what strategy did you use to galvanize? That seems like a common obstacle where people talk and talk, but they do not walk the walk. Any pointers to identify those key action takers?
these are people you have these conversations with. Who are you talking to that you want to build? Who are you talking to that you want to start something up? Those are your like-minded friends. Everybody that you've had a conversation of going to the next level, going further than where you are now, those are the people that you want to bring in your circle of let's start making a change. That's exactly what Ashley and myself did. These are conversations that we've had with our friends at kickbacks, with our family at church, just in a family setting. These are things that we talk about having our own. And so that was the easiest part of this process, was getting the
So
people that we knew we
basically,
wanted to be
like I'm
involved.
going to ask you, Miss Ashley, the same question. So basically, what I'm hearing also, it's like-minded individuals.
Yeah, like birds of a feather flock together. So, like, if you're around four broke people, you're gonna be the fifth. If you're around four wealthy people, you're gonna be the fifth millionaire. So that's where you have to start, is by really checking yourself and checking your circles. We have been at this thing for over 6 years. We do affirmation calls in the morning with a group of millionaire minded. We've been entrepreneurs for years. We've been doing this MLM thing for years. We've been doing network marketing for years. We've been in sales for years. We have been going to our ministry at our church, our local church. We've been in our church for years. So we were able to tap in. I'm a member of a sorority. And even with that, none of my sorority members are actually a part of the collective. But you have people who I went to high school with, people I went to college with, people that we used to be co-workers with on our jobs. Those are the people that we reach back out to and say, hey, sis, people we're in Facebook groups with. We have wives clubs. We have organizations that we are constantly engaging with, both on social media and offline. We have a rich network of people because we are givers. We do outreach. We are constantly working in our own communities. Renee knocks on doors for people's elections when it's time to get people to go out to vote. Like, we are quality people, and quality people are going to be around other quality people. And so you have to be willing to say, let me go and put myself out there with these folks. Let me share this information that I have. Because me and Renee could have said, you know what, girl? This is an affordable deal. Me and you alone can just do this by ourselves, and kept it moving, which is what a lot of times Black folk do. We find a deal, we find something good going on, and we just keep it for ourselves. We make sure that nobody can screw us over. We want to make sure that nobody can beat us to the punch about stuff. But the reality is, we just decided to take a chance on our network and share the information and opportunity to them. Because even if they had said no, we knew we was gonna do it by ourselves. And you have to have that sense of mentality that even if everybody else says no, I'm gonna do it anyway. And when you have that kind of energy about yourself, that ain't no way I'm gonna fail, people will follow that,
Yes.
then you will attract everything you need, as long as you just like, we gonna make it happen. We to make it happen, nation. We'll figure it out, nation, because everything's figure outable. That's the energy and the approach we took. We didn't know all the numbers. We had no clue how much it's going to cost us to develop the infrastructure to be able to build out this land. But we believe that once we built it, they would come. Venture capitalists would come, that other investors would come, that grants would come, that everything that we could ever need would come. And lo and behold, that's exactly what happened. We didn't even plan on doing a press campaign. And Alexa said, you guys are doing something amazing. You need a press person. And she kept us in the press every minute since. And so just stepping out on faith. I always talk about my favorite artist right now is Toby Wigwe out of Houston. He's one of our favorite songs that we have right now. Make It Home is one of our favorite songs right now. And he did the same thing. He just started moving. He started putting the song out every Sunday. And he kept doing it until everybody started rocking with him, till other people started signing on. And then he started going on tours. And now this man is doing amazing things with no label. You just got to get started. You just got to take the first step. And then the like-minded people will come.